Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi, co-editor-in-chief of Retail Insider, taking care of retail business today with Annie MacInnis, who is executive director of the Kensington Business Improvement Area in Calgary. Thanks for joining us today, Annie.
Good morning.
Well, I almost stumble over the BIA because they used to be called the business revitalization zones. Let me ask first of all, how many years has this kind of an entity been in existence in Calgary?
So this year, 2024, actually marks the 40th anniversary of the first business improvement area, or as we used to be called, business revitalization zone in Calgary. We changed our name a few years back, or most of us did, because everywhere else in Canada, they are called business improvement areas, and we just got tired of explaining over and over that we were the same entity as them. But yes.
And sorry, maybe just describe a little bit about the purpose of these BIAs and what they do here in Calgary and across the nation.
So the very first business improvement areas anywhere in the world, and they come up by other names too, business improvement district and other versions elsewhere in the world. But the very first one ever was in 1970. Let me just check my date. 54 years ago, in Toronto, West Bloor Street, formed the first business improvement area. Three local business owners got together because the underground subways were going through Toronto, and
Yeah.
instead of people going home in the buses and stopping on their way and shopping, all of a sudden people were just going out to the suburbs, and those business districts were suffering. So three business owners got together and said, what can we do to help each other? They went out and talked to the neighboring businesses and said, what about if we all, threw some money in the pot and worked together?
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of discomfort about that, about just handing money over to somebody else. So they went through city council to legitimize things, and now they exist all over the world. There's over 500 in Canada alone,
Wow.
but they're all over. They're in Europe, they're in Israel, they're in Russia, they're in France and UK, and yeah, many places. South Africa.
Tell me, I guess a little bit of like what you do specifically. Like what was it? What would a BIA do?
So interestingly enough, when I first started 21 years ago, my first day of work was actually a business improvement areas conference that was held here in Calgary, a Western Canada conference, and I was aghast to learn all the things I was responsible for. I had no idea that I would be responsible for crime and social disorder,
Hmm.
as well as marketing and promoting, and so there's a lot. I always say I do everything from taking down illegal posters, which I really hate seeing those because they are left up forever,
Yeah.
and just gradually deteriorate with rain and weather. And so I take them down as soon as I see them, or have others take them down. But I do everything from picking up garbage and removing illegal posters, to testifying before council, to a lot of advocacy, both at the municipal level here in Calgary, but also at the provincial level and at the federal level. So at the provincial level, I'm co-founder and co-chair of the first provincial organization of business improvement areas, and also one of the founding members of the first national Canadian organization of Canadian chapter of the International Downtown Association.
Oh, okay. What areas in a city are make for good areas to have a BIA?
So you can, in any city, you can probably guess where the business improvement areas are. They are the picture-worthy places. They're places you go on for first dates. They're the places you take tourists to. They're the places, if you were a tourist, you look for, where are those cool outdoor character shopping districts that I'm going to go to, aside from the big downtown? Where are those cool little districts? So that's sort of where you're asking your hotel concierge, or you're looking at those tourist flyers at the airport. You're looking for, where are those spots? I would say probably one of the other issues is you kind of need a critical mass of businesses. If the business district, even if it's very cool, is quite small, then you may not have enough businesses to afford to do a BIA. because it's the businesses themselves that pay a levy, an extra tax
Yeah.
to the municipal government. And that tax, it's collected like GST on your bill. It's rebated entirely with no administrative fee on the part of the municipality to the Business Improvement Area organization. And that's our base budget for doing all the things that we do, whether that's organizing free festivals or shopping promotions,
Yeah.
uh, advertising promotions, all free festivals, all kinds of things like that.
So besides the Kensington BIA, is there is there a BIA that sets the example in Canada that others look to for ideas for how to do things properly or and do them right?
So I think that most people belong to the International Downtown Association, which is a robust group, and
Mhm.
also the Canadian chapter of that International Downtown Association. And as members, we have a giant forum with a really robust library full of all kinds of information that's useful to business improvement areas. And I would say there's so many business improvement areas that do such amazing things around the world. So that resource is terrific. For example, in 2014-15, when I raised the money to replace the public realm and dying trees and rusted street lights and street
Mm.
furniture and stuff in Kensington, I went to that International Downtown website resource and asked the question, who has replaced their public realm? And do you have any communication plans to help inform businesses and residents about construction and how to mitigate the impact of that construction? And I got back some really terrific examples of communication plans and some of the things that I needed to watch for and be vigilant about in that process that we went through ourselves. So we replaced all those sidewalks and street lights and street furniture and unhealthy trees and all of that in Kensington over about a year and a half.
Mm.
And we had no negative publicity and no complaints because we had a terrific communication plan.
Okay. How many are there in Calgary, by the way?
There are 15 now.
15.
Uh,
Wow. Is
yes.
there still room for growth?
Oh, absolutely, there is. We do quite a bit of outreach, and there are several. I would say there's several districts that are sort of, on the cusp of maybe forming a business improvement area.
Mm.
There's quite a process to doing that, but Calgary has a toolkit that I help compile that offers all kinds of information, both
Mm.
for like a new executive director taking a position that doesn't have experience, but also for business areas that are thinking about starting a business improvement area and what that process looks like, and sample budgets, and here are the sort of the templates of the documents, and here's what city council will expect you to provide.
So if I'm a business owner in Kensington, a typical business owner, what do I want from you?
So I think a lot of things. If you are starting a business in Kensington, then we do a lot of outreach in that beginning time. So usually somebody will reach out and say, "I'm just about to open a business in Kensington, and I hear about you. So how do I become a member?" And so I start that by saying, "Actually, you're automatically a member. If
Yeah.
you are within the geographic borders of the business improvement area, then you are a member, whether you want to be or not, and you pay that surcharge or that levy." Whether you want to or not. There is a process to dissolve business improvement areas, and none have ever been dissolved in Calgary because we provide tremendous value. The amount of your levy is very small compared to like your property taxes or other bills that you pay.
Yeah.
And in return, you get significant value. We do everything from help you navigate any city bylaws and permits and licensing issues that you might experience at the city. We're sort of like the liaison between you and all city departments. So if you're having problems with you want to put a booth outside and sell food in the summertime, or offer samples of something that you do, or you want to expand your property, or you want to bring in another business partner to operate a different business, but within to share space to help with your lease. If you are doing a grand opening or a soft launch, if you are, got a great idea for an event or promotion for the business improvement area, all of those things are things that, we can help put you in touch with the right people at the city or help you navigate that red tape that's often associated with dealing with city governments. But also, we act as a collective voice for the businesses in a business improvement area. So a single business complaining about construction in front of their business and access to their business doesn't have much of a voice. But when I'm speaking on behalf of hundreds of businesses, as that collective advocate, I have a lot more power to be able to be heard at City Hall and to get funding for that. We also do like collective marketing of the area. So maybe we do an ad in a local magazine, and we do like a a page that's for the whole district, and then we encourage businesses to buy a small ad to promote their business. We do a lot of social media promotion.
Yeah.
We do, for example, in Kensington, we do a lot of stuff at Christmas time.
Okay. So this is it for you. I hear you're retiring. After what 2 decades plus. I was
Yes.
going to say 20 decades plus. 2
Not that
decades.
old yet.
2 decades plus. What are you, what are your thoughts on leaving a role that you've been so integral, a part of, and probably one of the longest serving executive directors in the city, I would think, with the BIAs.
So, yeah, I feel conflicted about it. This is my third career, and I have loved it as I have loved my previous careers. And Kensington has certainly been a passion for me. Kensington was my first home when my husband and I moved here to Calgary in 1981 because I'd been headhunted for a job at the University of Calgary. And so, coming from a small town, Nova Scotia, Kensington felt like a small village in the city. It wasn't as scary as some other parts of the city, and it was an easy place to cope. I actually was here about 2 months before I understood that there were four quadrants in the city, and because I kept
Yeah.
not being able to find places, just wasn't used to a big city. And so Kensington has always, been a passion for me because it was my first home out here, and when I took over, it was in pretty rough shape, and so I feel pleasure in taking credit for the past 20 years and helping Kensington evolve as the first older established neighborhood to go through our business district to go through transit oriented development. And I feel now I've accomplished a lot of what I wanted to accomplish here, and now it's maybe time to hand over the torch to somebody else.
Well, all right, wonderful. Well, thanks, Annie, for joining us today.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
All right, that was Annie MacInnis, who is Executive Director of the Kensington Business Improvement Area. I'm Mario Toneguzzi, Co-Editor-in-Chief of Retail Insider. Thanks for joining us today.